today's infusion day. We are going to a new place today to get this infusion done. I'm not thrilled about that because it is even further from the already 35 minutes that it takes me to get there, so I'm not happy about that. But it is supposed to be his office and infusion center all in one, so it will be a little comforting to know that instead of just the wonderful nurse that I had there, that there will also be a doctor and his nurse practitioner on staff in the office in the infusion center in case something happens. So let's go make this very long drive and see what this new place is all like. Okay, I'm trying to talk as quietly as possible because there is no privacy in these rooms in the new center because you just have a curtain instead of a door. Otherwise, it seems to be pretty nice. I'll give you a little look at it. It's not too bad. I haven't felt well this morning. It was a long ride. It took me almost an hour to get here because of traffic. So I'm going to have to find a back way to get here. But as usual, my nurses are fantastic. The staff is fantastic. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good experience. Back in a minute. Good morning. See, I have my jacket on this morning. We have actually a little bit of cool weather today. Not cold by any means, but thankfully a little cool. I wanted to finish up talking about the infusion that I had last Wednesday at the new infusion center. As you can hear, my husband and I have both been extremely sick this week. I don't think it's the big C because we can taste, we can smell. My husband was sick for about 4 days. He's well now. I'm back at work. Everything just takes, because of my health conditions, everything just takes a lot longer for me to recover from. I'm hoping that the fact that I just had this infusion will help. Yes, Piper, I see you. Say hello. I'm hoping that the fact that I just had this infusion will help me get over this a bit quicker. But I wanted to touch on some more things about the infusion center. I didn't get to film much more in there. I could have, but I was uncomfortable doing that because you just have no privacy in there. The area between rooms at the top of the wall is open. They have curtains instead of doors. I could hear everything that was going on around me, so I'm sure that everybody could hear everything that was going on in my room. I don't like that. I'm not fond of that at all. As soon as I can, I will start really pushing to have my infusions done at home. Right now, the reason they say that I can is because I need to have an IV with them, but something's got to give because this infusion center is further away with the traffic. It took me almost an hour to get there. That's just too far for me to go, and then having to drive back home is that far, as bad as I feel after these infusions every single month. That doesn't work for me. The staff at the infusion center, of course, was fantastic. Dr. Toll has an amazing staff. His nurses are great. The people that you see when you walk in the door are great. There were some glitches. After about 10 minutes there, the cable went out. They didn't have it hooked up correctly yet. Somebody was working on it. So for the remainder of the 4.5 hours that I was there, I just had to sort of stare at the wall because the TV wasn't working. I always have ice packs on my infusion sites because it is extremely painful. They were out of ice packs. She did her best because my nurse was fantastic. She did her best. She took Ziploc bags, put crushed ice in them, gave them to me. But as it started to melt while I was napping, it soaked my clothes, soaked my blanket, soaked the chair. But she was trying. So hopefully glitches like that will be worked out. But that's why I say to take a large bag with everything you think you might need in it, because I had an extra shirt, extra pants, and an extra blanket, which was good because I was soaked. About halfway through the infusion, I started to get really nauseated, really sick. But I also always have in my bag ginger ale, Perrier water, saltine crackers. So I immediately started with that. But the problem was that the infusion rate was set too high. Mine maxes out at 140, and you can't just start out immediately at 140. You have to gradually work your way up to it. And for some reason the pump wasn't set correctly. So once that was corrected and I had the ginger ale and the crackers, it did get better. I have to really, and anybody really who gets HyQvia has to be extremely cautious about hydrating before, during, and after your infusion. And I've been using this liquid IV in a acai berry flavor. Now, it doesn't taste good, but normally I put it in this big 54-ounce bottle, so that helps to dilute the taste quite a bit. This time I wasn't sure if I would, what the room would be like if I would have a little side table to sit such a large bottle on. So I took small water bottles, and then I took my liquid IV in this stainless steel bottle that it came with. It did keep it much colder, I will say that. It stayed very cold in this bottle, but reducing the amount of water that it's diluted with from 54 ounces down to this, it was bad. It was tough to drink. It was very salty. It was burning my throat, so I did not even drink it all. So just know, if you're using liquid IV, don't put a whole container in this bottle like it tells you to, because the taste is horrible. Mix it in with much more water, dilute it a lot more. I only have a few, maybe 2 left in the liquid IV kind, and I'm going to swap over and try drip drop and see if that tastes any better. But I won't be putting it in this small bottle either, in a full size. So that's it for now. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this new infusion center and how that one went. I'm hoping that the fact that I did just have this infusion last week will help all of this clear up sooner. My husband was only sick for about 4 days, but because of all my health problems, it always takes me longer to get over things. So I really hope this helps. I had an appointment scheduled with the endocrinologist today that had to be canceled, because if you have a fever or you're sick at any, and I'm not calling out my endocrinologist, but at any non-urgent doctor's office, if you have a fever or a cough, they really don't want you to come in right now in case it is which I know this is not. So hopefully by next month, when I get my infusion done, they'll have some of these kinks worked out at the office. I really, really want to push to start having these done at home, though, because an hour drive both ways doesn't work for me. So see you next time.